Deputies say they had to tase the suspect after he tried biting his own mother, who was trying to help with the arrest. They didn't shoot their eye out with this BB gun, but believe it or not, they shot out a deputy's window. Police say that they hope the video will help identify the suspect, and now they're asking residents in the area to check their cameras for any new evidence. It's a long straightaway here on Gandy Boulevard. Police are saying that drivers are going way too fast, and now they're cracking down. Today, the Florida Department of Children and Families is launching a new initiative that will train faith leaders to respond to and prevent domestic violence. Putting together the show is truly a family effort. The parents decorate, the son programs the lights, and the end result is a 22-minute show that wows a crowd and supports a good cause. This has been a vacant lot for many years now, with a lot of discussion about who would be taking over the project. But now Pendry is finally hopping on board. Senator Rick Scott held a Veterans Day roundtable today. Several vets talked about some of the biggest issues they face after their service. Tonight, Ybor City is officially kicking off the holiday season with its 13th annual tree lighting ceremony. And just minutes ago, Jane Castor was here to light the 13th annual Christmas tree. And of course, there has been some recent concern about the violent attacks here in Ybor a couple of weeks ago. But Mayor Jane Castor and the police chief say those shouldn't be a concern for families in the area. And tonight seems to be a great night to send that message. As you can imagine, the Tampa community is absolutely devastated after the shooting, and businesses in Ybor City tell us that they are concerned for the future. It was a somber Monday morning for Ybor City. Pressure washers sprayed off blood-stained sidewalks, and boards covered broken windows. A horrifying reminder of the terror that struck Tampa's club scene just hours earlier. Lauren Morrison was closing the Hot Wax coffee shop when shots rang out.
A bunch of kids came running down the alley saying that they were told to run. And we got all of them in here, made sure that everybody was safe, that there was no injuries. I've been in Ybor for years and worked down here for years. We've heard shots go off before. It's scary, but this was different. This was actually rather terrifying. And just seeing the amount of kids that came running in here, just sitting on the floor crying because they were so scared of it was devastating.
Ovelma Matos runs La Farona Cigar Factory. She's one of the many business owners hoping the shooting doesn't ruin all the hard work done improving Ybor's public image.
It's horrible for me when I see one problem, something like that, close to my business. I have nervous when I see something like that because a lot of people yawn on the floor. And, not good.
But despite the troubling situation, businesses are trying to remain optimistic.
We work here, we want to be able to support our local businesses and make sure that, we can show that it is still a safe place and it's still a fun place that we can go to, and this doesn't happen all the time.
Still, residents like Jerry Williams says the images of last night won't be wiped away quickly.
I thought it had gotten safer, but after last night, I don't know. Because now people are going to be fearful when I want to go to Ybor, but those same two groups, I don't know who they are, could be running around to do this again.
In Tampa, Layth Mekkaoui. Hurricane Idalia is just hours away from landfall in North Florida, and its effects are being felt right now. And despite evacuation orders and dangerous weather conditions, residents like Bishoy Bakhter chose to visit Clearwater Beach.
I've been living in Florida 10 years, and we passed like 4 or 5 hurricanes before. You see us in the beach right now. We enjoy the weather right now. We're feeling safe.
But attitudes shifted quickly as the storm approached, and hotels in the area were either evacuated or fully booked. And after bearing bad weather for hours, we retreated into the city, where most businesses already closed for the day. Some places, however, are choosing to stay open throughout Hurricane Idalia. Papa's New York Diner was among the few establishments operating during the storm. Despite the hard work, the restaurant still had its fair share of issues.
And as you can see, the power just went out, and now it's back up. And now it's out again.
Our waitress, Brittany Alvarez, tells us what it's like working in these conditions. What's so fun about working in the hurricane? Most people wouldn't be looking forward to that.
Yeah, so I just like to make sure people get their food, and the lights went out when you guys were here, so that's kind of fun, trying to make sure everybody has all their food during the lights going out. So yeah, I'm different, I guess.
After dinner, we returned to Clearwater Beach, but shortly after, we set out for the Courtney Campbell Causeway. where conditions got much worse. If you couldn't quite hear that, Adalia had just been upgraded to a Category 4 hurricane, and we were feeling Category 2 winds. The weather became so bad that our equipment started to malfunction. And in just a few hours, the bridge was nearly flooded over. In Clearwater, Layth Mekkaoui. As if the 2024 election couldn't get any more heated, Senator Joe Manchin says he is considering a run in the 2024 presidential election. Last week, Manchin said he would not be running for re-election and instead that he would be focusing on mobilizing the middle. Now he says there is plenty of time for a third-party candidate to enter the race.
Why not have options? People aren't satisfied right now. Why not have options?
A lot of people.
The Democratic senator is well known for his centrist viewpoints, which may mean competition for both President Biden and Donald Trump. He wouldn't be the first independent candidate, though, with Robert Kennedy Jr. announcing his political affiliation switch last month.
And that's why I'm here today. I'm here to declare myself an independent candidate. I'm here to join you in making a new Declaration of Independence for our entire nation.
And this all comes amidst a contentious Republican primary. Senator Tim Scott dropped out only a few days ago, leaving a handful of candidates to compete with former President Donald Trump. The most notable being Governor Ron DeSantis and Nikki Haley.
Our voters enacted a constitutional amendment.
You banned it before they
doesn't
voted.
allow. No, it's not true.
You banned it before they voted,
Nikki,
and not only that, fracking wasn't. They didn't vote on fracking.
She's just totally wrong.
And with so much at stake, the Iowa caucus is only 2 months away now, signaling the beginning of the 2024 election cycle. These girls at Idea Hope College Preparatory School are getting their makeup done.
I don't know why, I just feel it on my hand.
But instead of covering up, it's to open up.
As she was putting it on, it felt as if it actually cut my skin.
They're getting fake scars to remind them that they can heal from their past.
They're going to have bad days. They're going to have things that happen to them that are not their fault. But the important thing is that they know how to cope and not let it define who they are.
Destiny Sanders is the school's social worker.
Michaela, you put slay.
Every semester she chooses a subject.
And I know last week we shared about some of our past, right?
This time she chose trauma.
The referrals that I was getting in and just the conversations I was having with different children, I felt like a class or a group session on trauma was needed.
Sanders selected and invited 6 girls to take part in the class. They've spent the last 8 weeks learning important life lessons.
Be nice to everyone. You never know what they could be going through.
Friday was their last day in the classroom, so Sanders wrapped it up with this special activity.
A lot of them have physical scars, and emotional scars, and just giving them a chance to rebuild it, but be able to wash it off after it's done.
Which all started from one of her interests.
I love The Walking Dead, and one day for Halloween I said I want to be a zombie for Halloween. So I started off with cornstarch and flour and water, and over the years built up my skills.
Now, Sanders' makeup mastery has gone from hobby to healing.
I have a scar on my leg from, because I was a silly child. Long story, but I picked this one because I wanted to see it on my hands. And I just wanted to remind myself the silly child that I was when I was little.
In Tampa, Layth Mekkaoui.